I don't know, but and then it got to the point where I'd be able to talk, and now I can pretty much, I'll be nervous at first, but I can pretty much in the first 5 seconds figure out a need for a person or why they would want this business or our products in their life, and then bring it up like no problem. And it's just because of practice. So I think
give us an example of that. Like how, so like a common situation is like you're standing in line at the grocery store and you've got like someone ahead of you and someone behind you and you have some time to like chat. Like how would you bring it up?
Yeah. So I usually like to start off with a compliment because one, people don't hear a ton of compliments, and I feel like that's me being genuine. Like I will notice things about people and I'll want to compliment them. If it goes nowhere, at least you can say, you made someone's day by saying they look really pretty, or you love their
for sure,
or their outfit or their hair, or their kids are so beautiful, whatever it is. That's usually where I start. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, but how do you turn your kids are so cute into a conversation about business?
Right.
And like I said, that takes practice, but usually the flow of that conversation will go something like, oh my gosh, your daughter's adorable. And she'll be like, yeah, thank you so much. I'm like, how old is she? She's 7 months old. Oh my gosh. I remember when my son was 7 years old, like I'd try to relate it. So I would take him in the stores and he'd be like, done, he'd be out. And then she'd be like, yeah, the kids get super rowdy or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can remember being so stressed at that when they were that little, when Dylan was that little. And then she'll say something about being stressed. And then I'll say something about, hey, I have something that can help with that, blah, blah, blah. And it usually will flow a little bit better than that in real person. But
sure.
But that's like how it is. So I'll figure out a way to bring up my life, my kid, my stuff, and my situation, and a need. So that whenever you're talking to people, they are wanting to feel better, to look better, to have more energy, to have less stress, to have more time, to have more money. So those are like the 6 things that I'll be like, oh my gosh, are you a stay-at-home mom? Do you have them like all the time? Whatever. And then I'll figure out how to bring up time or money or any of those needs. And if they respond well to it, then I'll figure out a way to go into the business. If they're like, why is this girl talking to me? She's crazy. Then I'm like, well, have a great day. Like I won't go any further. I'm not going to push myself on somebody, but if it naturally goes there because you're kind of guiding the conversation, then I'll just be like, hey, well, here, put your number in my phone. I'm going to send you some pictures and my website, and we can maybe get the kids together and play or whatever, That's
I love that. Yeah, it's really blitzing. I think we make it out to be like the most scariest thing that ever happened on earth, but it's really just striking up a conversation. One of the things that I always do is, like you said, is I always just try to have like build a little rapport. If I can just find a way to relate to somebody in like 30 seconds, then that's what I do. And I usually start with a compliment, and then I'm just kind of like you just said, trying to find a need there, and a lot of times the need just comes up without you even trying. You know what I mean? It's crazy because people, whatever someone's need is, it's almost like it's always on the tip of their tongue to want to share what's going on in their life.
For sure. Like people will tell you like 1 billion things in 1 minute. They'll tell you everything if you just give them the window, especially a mom that's been with her kids and hasn't talked to a grown up in a really long time.
Yeah. You're like, hey, how you doing? They're like, oh, let me tell you. Yeah. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But, to bring that back, I mean, a lot of the times, if you're uncomfortable starting that conversation, I mean, utilize all the tools that they give us. They give us blitz cards. They give us, we have shirts that we can wear, and we have we can put on our bags, and we're still in the phase in our company where people ask about that stuff, and they'll say, oh, hey, do you do that wrap thing if you have a card on your bag? Like, oh, is that I like that top, like, is that wrap thing or whatever? People still ask. And so it just takes being willing to get out there. And, you know, the more no's you get at first, that just gets to your yeses. And I swear, like, if you just put in your head, okay, I got to get 100 no's under me in order to be good at this, just like brush them off. Like, who cares? You know, like, you don't have to force this on anybody. We have everything that anybody could want. I think that was my biggest aha moment in this business, was realizing that we have something for everybody, every single person in the world, like every single person, men, women, old, young, whatever, moms, dads, like everybody is wanting to feel better, look better, have more energy, have less stress, have more time, have more money.
Yep. Done. Love it. Okay, Tiff. So we got about 10 more minutes left. And so I want you, this is like huge, guys. This is like Tiffany. This is one of the things that Tiffany has taught me, her 3 magic questions, that she learned from doing some personal development. And I think that this is like, if you've written down nothing else or like zoned out, now's the time to come back in, because this is going to help you seal the deal, because we can talk about Instagram all day, and we can talk about expanding your network all day, and we can talk about blitzing all day. We can talk about everything all day. But if you don't know how to seal the deal with the network that you do have, with the potentials that you do have, and the follow-up list that you have, then, you know, you're going to feel like you're kind of stuck. So this is awesome. This is a great tool right here. So listen up, take notes. Let's go.
That was a build-up. I'm scared I'm going to let everybody down.
Oh, shush. I love it. Go ahead.
Okay, so the close, you guys, you know, when we're doing all this stuff, the bottom line is to have fun, change lives, and grow your business, right? So if you're not doing those things, you know, it'll be pretty quick that you'll probably burn out, because you have to be having fun and building relationships and that kind of thing. So for the close, like she said, I pretty much love personal development when it comes to sales and closing. I think that's one of the biggest things that you can do for your business. So a lot of this is from GoPro by Eric Worre, but the closing questions are to move somebody in from thinking about stuff and to make them move into making a decision. Your goal anytime you're talking to somebody is just to educate and inform. If you go into that situation wanting to educate people about our products and inform them about the business opportunity, it doesn't matter if they say yes or no, like, you come out a winner if your goal is to educate and inform. So whenever you're doing this and people are trying to make decisions in their head, how many times do you go to the mall or whatever, and somebody goes to give you something and you're just like, no thanks. Like, you don't know what it is. You know nothing about that product. You just don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to waste your energy on it.
I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty.
Everybody is. Like, hardly anybody will stop. So so you know that your objections, anybody that's talked to anybody in this business for 2 minutes knows that the main objections are going to be time and money. Right?
Yeah.
I don't have time and I don't have money. So our job is to just kind of figure out what's their objection going to be and how we can work through that together, right? And the best way to do that is by these closing questions. They're going to give you an opportunity to have the person talk about their needs, but also have the person talk about exactly what they can do in their life to make this work for them as far as time and money. So the first closing question is just going to be, well, in order to even open it up, I usually will start, so say I've messaged with the person a few times, maybe 10 times, we've talked and stuff. When we're talking about products and I feel like we're getting to a point where I can start closing, I'll ask the question, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being that you're never, ever, 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 ever going to sign up, 10 being that you're pushing the button right now, where are we? Like,
okay, that's the question. Question number 1, right there.
And just know that if anything above a 1 is great. If they're at a 2, that's awesome. If they're at a 4, that's awesome. Your job is just going to be to figure out what's still holding them back. How can you help that person work through whatever they have caught up? Maybe they don't want to be in network marketing. Maybe they're scared of sales. Maybe they're scared of people, whatever it is. Your job is to just keep on exposing them and educating them until you can figure out a way through that. So usually whenever somebody's around like a 7 to 10, 6 to 10, I don't know, you guys can like kind of feel it when somebody's ready to sign, but
yeah,
they're just scared. I'll open up with these questions. So I'll say, listen, how much money would make picking up something like this on the side worth it? How much money would make this worth it? Because everybody has a price point, right? If you say, you know, you can make $100 doing this, they might not need $100, like they might need $500. But if you're asking them how much would make this worth it, they're going to tell you. And what's awesome is most of the time they say anywhere from 200 to 500. That's what almost everybody does. It's why everything works out so perfect with our company. Sometimes you'll get people that want to replace their income immediately, and they'll say a couple thousand. Sometimes I've even asked those people, and they've been like, I want to be a millionaire. And it's awesome because any answer that they give, we have a story to follow where somebody's gotten there. You know what I mean? And so it's okay. They just have to have the right mind frame for wanting that goal. But we're just going to stick with 200 to 500 because that's mostly what everybody wants. So somebody says, okay, to make this worth it, I don't know, I would want to be able to pay for the stuff I want to get anyway and pay for my kids' school. That's about $500 a month. And you're like, awesome, that's great. I usually answer everything with awesome, that's great. I don't know if anybody really realizes that, but
awesome, that's great.
Awesome. The next question that you're gonna say is gonna be, okay, knowing that we're gonna be developing this income, how many hours a week are you willing to dedicate to growing that income? How many hours a week are you willing to dedicate to growing that income? And so that is putting that time thing, that time objection in the mix. And so now you have the money objection and now you have the time objection. And they're going to say, oh, I'm so busy. Like I've got 5 kids running around. I literally could maybe just do an hour a week. And you're going to say, awesome, that's great. Like what we're going to do is we're going to start you off at 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. If they say that they can do a couple hours, you'll say, okay, we're going to do an hour in the morning and an hour at night. A couple hours, 14 hours or something. Okay, you have some people that are about to pick up part-time shifts at the bar or whatever, and they're about to start working a 20-hour week on the side. And so they'll say to you, you know what, I'm about to pick up a side job that's going to take about 20 hours. I'd be willing to put that time into this. And so they'll give you, 20 hours. And then that's awesome. You're going to help them get on to the corporate calls on Monday nights, the Show Me the Money calls. You're going to help them maybe do a party once a week and then really get in there and start working social media and learning and doing their training on the other hours to start off. But we'll kind of go into that on a different one, what we do at the time. But they're going to give you that time that they can dedicate to this. And then the third question is just going to be, for how many months are you willing to dedicate that time before you need to see that $500 or whatever they said? So for how many months would you be willing to work those hours for that amount of money?
It's kind of 4 questions though, right?
Yeah, it's actually 5.
Okay.
Because that opening question and the closing question, those are the 3 questions, but the opening question gets it kind of rolling and the closing question rolls it all together.
Okay.
So 5 questions.
So 5.
Yeah. The first and the last one are free.
Gotcha.
So the last part of it is just rolling it all together. So you're going to say, now that you have all the answers to the 3 questions, you're going to say, okay, if I can show you how to make $500 a month working an hour a day for the next 3 months, would you be really willing to sign up with me today? Would you be ready to do it today? Whatever you get comfortable with saying, like, are you ready to start? are we ready to go with this? Like, are you joining my team? Whatever.
Let's do this thing.
Are you ready to do this thing? Like, whatever that last question is, you fill in those 3 answers that they gave you to the questions, and then you're going to roll them into the one. And they're going to tell you, I mean, most of the time, if you can walk through those questions with somebody that's genuinely pretty ready to go, they're going to say, you just answered all their stuff, their time, their money, all that needs, you just answered them. And then what's awesome is our company has made it just lines so perfect with our company, because the Ruby bonus and getting to Ruby, that's all the 200 to 500 range. And so you can pull out a Ruby chart and the steps to success and be like, this is what you do. This is what I can teach you to do in order to bring in that 200 to 500 a month. And if we hit it in that first 60 days, you get an additional $500 bonus. How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it just like, I don't know if our company meant for it to go that perfectly with us, but I mean, it's like perfect. And so, you guys, like, I can't even tell you how much you guys can go, how far you guys can go with just being bold. I mean, ask your friends those questions and just know that you're not bothering anybody. That's the biggest thing. Don't feel like you're bothering somebody. We have so much to give to somebody, and we have so much hope to give to somebody, and everybody in this world deserves to hear what we do and what you have to do in order to be successful in this company, and deserves this life. Like, every single person deserves this life. And so go to your best friends, go to your family and say, listen, I know you've been watching me. Like, would you ever, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you ever join me in this? And like, some of them will shut you down and say no, but those people that say yes, focus on that. Like, focus on that and just do enough numbers that your business grows because of the people that say yes.
Yeah. The more confidence you have in the opportunity that you have and the products that you have, the more successful you're going to be. When you realize that it isn't about getting people to join your team, it's offering for people to join your team and offering them an opportunity and products. You go at it at a totally different angle than being like, I need you to join my team, or I need 3 customers, or this or that. You make it about them and what the opportunity is for them, and you'll have so much success with that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, whenever those questions are just getting to their needs. So you're talking about what they need in their life. Whenever you're doing all of this, I can't think of what people say a lot of time, but they'll be like, oh, like, I can't snag one yet or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's a terrible way to think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it like that. We're helping people. And if you can find the right people to help, this business is amazing. And if you can keep your head focused on helping other people, not your bottom line, not growing your business, not any of that stuff, just focus on what do I have that can help this person get out of that situation that they're in.
Good.
And it changes everything about your business.
Yep, absolutely. How can I help somebody with what I have?
Help me help you. Yep.
Help me help you. Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you. Do you want to add anything else? I wanted to try to keep it right at an hour.
Nope, that's it. Okay.
Awesome. Well, sorry for all the technical difficulties. I got kicked off like 7 times, but hopefully it recorded. If it didn't, it's okay. We'll get it figured out for next month. So super glad you guys came on tonight, and I hope you learned a lot. And if you have any questions, get on Sparkle and Shine or Shine Bright or your team page and ask away. This is a really good time to kind of get, things talking about, all the subjects we talked about. Because I know we talked about a lot of things. So big hugs to everybody.
Can't wait to meet everybody at an event.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Sparkle and Shine.
Bye.
Hey, Sarah. Thanks for the team.
Oh, it's all a baby. Just another baby.
I don't even know how to end this meeting at this point because I don't even think I'm a hostess anymore. I don't